3. Specific. Jesus stopped and commanded that he be brought over. When he came near, Jesus asked him, saying, "What do you want me to do for you?" He said, "What do you want me to do for you?" Luke chapter 18 verses 40 to 41. If Jesus were to ask you now, "What do you want me to do for you?" The blind man's answer was definite. "Lord, I may receive my sight." When we pray, we also need to be specific. Sometimes our prayers lack specificity due to laziness. For example, "Lord, bless my spirit." "Lord, save the people of the world." Laziness prevents us from thinking carefully, as specific prayers require thoughtful consideration, and thinking takes time. We can list our prayer items and specify our needs. Just as the blind man had various needs, his greatest need was to receive sight. We should think deeply before the Lord, understand what our spirits genuinely need, identify obstacles to our growth, and then list prayer items and pray specifically for ourselves. Some brothers and sisters have the habit of specifying when to pray for what things and when God answers. This helps strengthen their faith. We can list the needs of our family members and fellow brothers and sisters, then pray for them specifically. We can also periodically reflect on the past few months, how many prayers God has heard, and list them. This will also strengthen our faith. George Muller, by faith, founded orphanages and prayed for God's provision of financial needs. In his diary, he wrote down about 10,000 instances where God answered his prayers. Every time he read his diary, his faith was further strengthened. 4. Having faith. Jesus said, "Receive your sight, your faith has healed you." Luke chapter 18 verse 42. When we pray, having faith is crucial. The Bible records a prayer anecdote. Herod imprisoned Peter, and the whole church prayed for Peter's release. An angel later freed Peter from prison. When Peter knocked on the door, a servant girl saw him and ran to tell the others, but they said, "It must be his angel." Acts chapter 12 verse 15. They prayed but didn't believe God would answer. Our faith is based on the words of the Bible and the nature of God, so we must read the Bible more. There are over 7,000 promises in the Bible. We must draw close to the Lord to understand His nature and will, so we can pray more confidently. How to respond. The blind man immediately regained his sight and followed Jesus, glorifying God. People saw this and praised God. Jesus heard the blind man's prayer, granting him sight. As a result, he, 1. Followed Jesus and, 2. Glorified God. Jesus healed 10 lepers, but only 1 returned to glorify God. We must give thanks to God. For example, list how God has helped us in the past few months and reflect on these to increase our faith. Before God works, often, someone offers a prayer that comes from the depths of the soul, driven by genuine emotion and intense longing. This prayer isn't casual, it's an understanding that we can't do without God's blessings. The Lord knows if we have a longing heart. When we long for the Lord, everything can change. It's about whether we feel unable to do without God's help. Everyone who longs for God will indeed receive abundant blessings.